everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be drawing Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. While I draw this, I'm going to actually talk about how I get better at drawing. This drawing in particular made me think of this topic, and it kind of has to do with whether or not you're pushing yourself and you're not drawing what you already know all the time. The pose of this drawing is really what got me thinking along these lines and this topic. This is a pretty safe pose for me. I've done this pose a ton of times. There's not a whole lot of interest in this. Sometimes it's just a matter of me sitting down knowing that I kind of need to draw something if I haven't drawn in a few days. So I'll go with what I already know. So in that regard, whatever gets me drawing. But there's certain things that, like, as an artist, I realized throughout the time, things that I've improved upon. One in particular is like drawing the female form. I remember there was a time period, like I want to say through 4 or 5 years ago, where I was drawing female pinup kind of girls a lot. And I realized how bad I was at drawing feminine looking characters. And so I made it, that was my focus. I was going to draw from imagination female figures. And what that starts with is referencing. So I started referencing all kinds of artists, Frank Frazetta, artists that I felt really captured an image or a form of the female that I really liked and aspired to be able to draw. After really focusing on the female form for a long period of time, I've definitely noticed a vast improvement in how I can draw the female form from imagination. I could always draw things from reference. So if I have like a nude model in front of me and I need to draw a female form, I can draw that pretty easy. So really that focus was all about drawing from imagination. Just if I want to sit down like I'm drawing this turtle and draw a female form, a cool character, female character, I can, and I would, like the outcome. So it's really about how I got to that point, how I improved and could capture the female form. And I was thinking about, the process I went through to be able to do that. And there's other things as well, like drawing hands. I just did that how to draw hands video. And I remember there was a point in which I was really struggling with hands, and it was really hindering how I could draw from imagination. And that's, like I've told you guys in the past, that's kind of a focus of mine. Is I really enjoy just sitting down and drawing a character. And so having all these tools to work with, drawing hands, drawing female form, drawing anatomy, all these things are just allow me to draw what I want to draw. So that's really the goal. I don't sit down with reference a whole lot, even though I do like to do that as well, having a few reference sources. If I'm really focused on doing a really nice piece of art or something like that, I'll sit down and do that. But when I'm trying to focus on getting better, I really focus on one thing at a time, and I focus on that until I feel like I've gotten better at it. Recently, I just did some figure drawing. You'll see some figure sketches in my new sketchbook tour that I'll probably have this week sometime. And I realized one of the characters is kind of reaching up into the sky, and I didn't know, when I was drawing that, I'm like, I don't know how these muscles in the armpit actually work. So specifically the armpit and an outstretched arm where you're looking at it from underneath, I don't know how the bicep and triceps connect into the armpit, and I couldn't convincingly draw that very well. I can fake it. I think a lot of times artists will fake things like that and not draw it right. But I realized I need to focus on that for a little bit and really, nail down and figure out how that works. And so that's my process for getting better at drawing. Is I'll draw from imagination for a while, and then I'll realize there's certain aspects or certain things that I'm not getting right. And I'll focus on those things for a long period of time. I'll reference like crazy artists that I really like, anatomy books, things like that. And it comes down to really focusing on it for a while for me. I don't just draw it 1 or 2 times and it's in there. I have to really focus on that specific thing for a good amount of time before it's kind of ingrained into my memory and I can pull from it to draw from imagination. This process is definitely something I'm going to focus on in a lot of new videos on my channel. Like I said, I'll mention it in the new sketchbook tour because that's where I did those kind of figure sketches. And I feel like this is something that we could talk a lot about, as a community, is how to actually improve as an artist. I noticed for myself, times of stagnation when I'm not improving tend to be where I'm not focused on referencing. I'm not focused on any particular thing. I'm just kind of drawing. And a lot of times, drawing because you love it, drawing to enjoy art is great, but you also want to mix in that improvement because I think another enjoyment of drawing is a lot of artists like to improve as a person. I think it's something that artists, at least that I've followed in the past, I've noticed that they've been good at a lot of things. It's kind of comes with the territory of learning to draw is constant self-improvement as well. So that's something I think is interesting, and I think many of us aspire to being good at a lot of things because we like to improve. So that'll be kind of a constant idea I play with in some of my future videos as well. And the idea that you need to draw a lot to improve is something I've always kind of told you guys, like, hey, you need to draw, you need to draw a lot. And for me, that was always kind of easy because I love to draw. And some people draw and they're like, why am I not getting better? And I'm like, well, you might be only sitting down to draw a few hours a month. And you're not going to improve in that regard. But one thing I haven't really specified enough as well is that you can't just draw, like you can't just sit down and draw a lot. You have to actually really be thoughtful about the things you're drawing and what you're drawing to improve. I think once you get to a certain level, just sitting down and drawing what you already know and things like that, you'll definitely stagnate. So this drawing turned out okay. It's not my favorite work. I feel like certain drawings like this one, sometimes I realize I'm getting a little lazy in my poses and I'm not challenging myself enough. I've drawn Ninja Turtles quite a few times, and when I draw something like this, I sit down and I'm enjoying the process, but I realize I've drawn Ninja Turtles that I like a lot more than this one, so it's not an improvement over anything I've done in the past, which sometimes it takes a drawing like this to wake me up and be like, hey, maybe you should focus on improving right now. But anyway, that's the video. Hope you guys liked it, and I will catch you guys later.